Hello, I'm Taylor Blackwell. I'm an actor, writer, director, creative person, and today I'm on the Jim Masters Show to talk about my film, It Happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Jim.
What a great intro. You're hired. I love it, Taylor. Cool stuff, huh? Kicking
I
it
like
off.
that video, that little your
The show
intro
open.
video. Yeah,
Isn't that
I was going like this while that music was playing.
everybody does that when they see the show open for the Jim Masters show? They're going like this behind the scenes because I can see them down in our little broadcast queue window. We've had
Yes, you can verify.
we've had like composers and musicians and people that have been in the business for a long time, legendary people too. And when that pops on, the Jim Masters show open and the music plays, you see them down and they go like arrangers, composers, people who make music all the time and they love it. Really cool. Yeah, that little quick story behind that. It was a little fortune to have that made custom for our show, but we had changed up the show open, a few years ago. And what was cool about it was, I was talking to a illustrator friend of mine who is very prominent in the industry. He's done a lot of television work, film work. He does a lot of animation, cartoons. Matter of fact, he was very involved in the Broadway Betty Boop that was just on Broadway.
Yes.
He's been doing the Betty Boop designs for like 20 years. And so he's done a lot of great work. And he designed our logo, and the same guy that is Betty Boop and all the rest. And he was working on some Aerosmith covers at the time and all kinds of cool stuff. And so he said, retro is in, Jim. So he designed that retro open, the Jim Masters show logo. And then I said, hey, how can we bring that to life? How can we make that pop out of the screen? And we'll, find the custom music, have that done. But if there's any way you can take that illustration, that fabulous logo, and have it sort of pop out of the screen, that would be great. So he said, well, I'm an illustrator, but not an animator. I don't animate it. I don't make it come to life. I do the beautiful illustrations. But my daughter, she is an animator, and she's doing animation work right now for Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show. Maybe I can get her to take my logo design for you and all the rest and make it come to life and pop out of the screen. And he did. So they put their two creative juices together, and he created the logo. She made it pop out of the screen. And then the animated part in the beginning, a lot of people think that's me drawing, the Jim Masters show with the genie bottle and all the rest. And it's the giveaway is I'm left-handed and the person that's doing it is right-handed. And that's him actually doing that sketch. He sent me a big version of it too, framed, the Jim Masters show. That was for a totally separate thing that we did. We merged that with the logo and the animation with the music, and the rest is history. You're a visual creator, so you know what it's all about, right? Creating cool things like that.
Yes, I love animation and visual art too. So
Me too.
I'm all in on the intro. Very nice job.
You are a fabulous actress and musician, singer, visual creator. You're part of a band too, and you've done a lot of great work. And one of the things that you did, and it's amazing how you sort of channel and transform into and celebrate the iconic comedian, the wonderfully talented musician, gifted talent. And I hate saying the late, but always still with us in spirit, Judy Tenuta. And you and I were chatting. Judy was a dear friend of ours and a dear friend of our show. And she was on our show many, many, many times. She was on herself as a guest several times. She was on during many of our celebrations, like holiday shows and my birthday show and a lot. And she was just the real deal. Very loving, gifted, funny person, revered in the industry, beloved. And when she passed, all of us just paused and gone way too soon. She was so spirited and so energetic and so passionate about life, and very inspiring for those who were going through things in their life. What was it for you? We've got the trailer, folks. We've got some really cool things to show you, and even a clip from one of the shows where Judy was a guest on the Jim Masters show. But Taylor, what was it about Judy Tenuta that fascinated you enough to want to be involved in the telling of her story? And we're so glad that you did.
I think in part you used all the right adjectives. She was so dynamic. She had all these colors to her. I loved that her voice could go really high and then also be more raspy and low. And I'm also an accordion player myself. And you don't hear a lot about accordion players in the media, let alone a female accordion player. So for me as an actor, it seemed like the most fabulous role to get to play. And that was what initially drew me to the project.
You know, it really was something special. You were familiar with Judy prior and researched her and probably did a lot of digging to learn some nuggets about her, maybe that you didn't even know beforehand, right? She was really amazing. She accomplished so much.
Oh, yeah, and I was also very lucky that her friends and family, including her life partner, Vern Payne, they all came on board of this project and were very supportive. Vern allowed us to use Judy's real costumes. Actually, that picture you're showing right now on screen, I believe that's one of the costumes that I get to wear in the actual film. And that was, I think, maybe from a Showtime special, that
Yeah,
specific costume you're
yeah,
showing.
right.
But I wore her costumes, I played her actual accordion, and that really brought a level of, I think, authenticity to the project, and for me as a performer, was a gift to get to literally step into her shoes.
So you were actually playing her actual accordion as well? That I didn't know. That's
Yeah, that
fantastic.
photo you're seeing right now, that's her accordion,
That's
which I was
hers.
so grateful because she always would write her name down the
Yeah.
spine of it and have all those stickers, and I thought, we could probably try to recreate that, but it's nice that we were able to have one that was designed by Judy herself.
Now the question is, did you already know how to play the accordion or did you have to learn quickly? How did that happen?
I already knew, and that's in part what drew me to Judy. I've been playing since I was, I think, maybe 18 or 19, and I love any accordion player. I'm always happy to celebrate other accordion players. I feel like anytime I meet an accordion player, there's an instant bond.
You know, it's amazing. I have a friend of mine that has been a co-host on PBS with me for many years, dear friend Elaine, and that has always been her instrument of choice. She has played the accordion, and she said that isn't necessarily the instrument that most people choose, like when they're in school or what have you. It's the guitar or the violin or drum or whatever. And what was it about the accordion that attracted you early on to where you wanted to learn more about it and master it?
I was curious about it from a really young age. I think anytime I ever saw it in a movie or someone playing on the street, I mean, the look of it is so
It
fascinating.
is,
And
yeah.
you're using so much of your body, almost in the same way you'd be playing a drum, where you you have to move it, you're playing with both hands buttons and keys. And I was already a piano player from the time I was probably around 8 years old. So I had about a third of the accordion down. And then when I was a teenager, I started playing and learning how to control the bellows and how to play the buttons too. And it's just quirky and whimsical and takes a lot of concentration. You have to really focus when you're playing it. I feel like if you play guitar or you play another instrument, your mind can wander a little bit, but when I'm playing accordion, it's very meditative. I have to really lock in because I'm doing so many things. Otherwise, I mess up immediately.
Right, exactly. And probably only you or maybe another accordion expert would know if you messed up or not. The rest of us would just be blown away and fascinated by all of it. Uh, what are a couple of things? We're going to show a trailer or two and everything. What are a couple of things that you learned about Judy Tenuta that maybe even brought you closer to her. I don't know if you ever got a chance to meet her. She passed in 2022, which is very hard to believe. That went
Mhm.
by so incredibly fast. But I don't know if you ever got a chance to meet her. If not, what are some things you learned about her that surprised you along the way as you were working on this mini documentary celebrating her life?
I sadly didn't get to meet her, but I feel a close connection to her, especially now having connected with her friends and family. I there's so much. She was a vegetarian, I'm a vegan, so we share a love of animals. She was really, truly a fantastic accordion player. I didn't know this going into the project. She was married to another fantastic, comedian, Emo Phillips, and I still don't know a whole lot about their relationship, but that's to this day is has sparked my curiosity, and perhaps someday I'll know more about that. But I didn't know about her touring with George Carlin. I mean, there was so much that I really didn't know about her when I first discovered her and started working on this biopic about her.
You know, it's amazing. I was just listening to, or actually looking at some of the comments that are coming in, and a lot of people are welcoming you, and they're so excited that you're here. And they remember the times that Judy was a guest on our show. I want to just, before we go on about Judy, just want to let folks know that you have appeared, Taylor, in 45 plus TV shows and movies, most recently recurring in the Apple series Your Friends and Neighbors, Netflix's Resident Alien, and Showtime's American Gigolo. Also, the series regular on the Starz original series Magic City. You performed an original song live on the Today Show, and you were named one of Tomorrow's Talent Today. And you were mentored by the legendary actor Burt Reynolds. Now, when you get a chance in your busy schedule, uh, take a look at the 1,300 plus growing episodes of our series. And in there, pretty recently, maybe just a couple weeks ago, we did a very special episode on Burt Reynolds. How iconic,
Love
and
that.
how, and we had a very special film producer and director, a revered film producer and director, who did his very last interview. And it wasn't
Oh,
meant to be his very last interview, but it turned into it. And he was a guest on our show, and it was fantastic. I think you really enjoy it. Tell us about this incredible background, mentored by Burt Reynolds, 45 plus TV shows and movies. You're on fire, Taylor Blackwell.
thank you. Yes, I've been acting since I was 5, and when I was 10, I met Burt Reynolds. I'm from Jupiter, Florida, that's also his hometown, and he, for a long time, ran a school and a museum there, and I was taking classes there, and with a different teacher, but my teacher saw something in me and brought me into Mr. Reynolds's class, and he was my friend and like an uncle figure and my teacher till he passed away. So I was very lucky to get to hear all his stories over the years about being on set and his passion for filmmaking, and that definitely invoked an early passion for me to go out and get my own experiences in the TV and film world.
It must have been like losing a family member when you heard that he had passed, because he sort of took you under his wing. And that wasn't something, he always would do because he was so busy himself. But there were people that were inspired and mentored by him. And he was so good at doing that. And he was so funny and so witty and just so talented and beloved. So for you to have the opportunity to work with him and know Burt Reynolds, that's something you're going to cherish and remember for the rest of your life. And I'm sure it was almost like, losing a family member.
It definitely was, and I'm thinking about it now. It's I wanna say funny, but it's not funny, but I was leaving an accordion lesson when I got the news that he passed away. So, this kind of weirdly feels like a full circle moment to be talking about that, but it was an unexpected and terrible loss, and I miss him, but anytime I'm in Los Angeles, I go pay him a visit at Hollywood Forever, and then I also go visit Miss Judy Tenuta there too. I just did that a couple months ago.
Have you been to the Hollywood Museum?
No, I haven't,
I
but I know that
know.
she has some,
Very
you know, I
involved with it. Yeah.
yeah, I think she had maybe an accordion there, but I don't know if it's currently there. I went and I asked, and they said it wasn't there anymore, so I don't know. I have to ask Vern, her partner, about that.
Yes, I remember he would help her set up some of the technology when she would come on the show, so she'd be able to get on, with the technical aspects of getting on these kinds of shows. And he was terrific to be able to do that. A great guy, and she just again is somebody so she was unique. She really carved out her own image, her own path. She did things her way. She even said she is the most famous person who ever lived. If you don't believe it, just ask her. She
Yeah, that's a great quote of hers.
absolutely a triple threat too, in the sense that she had strong stage presence, comedy, film credits, a large fan base. We still hear from our viewers to this day. They're still watching past episodes of our series when she was a guest, and she appeared in so many performances too, and she worked with so many incredible people. One of the things that I loved was that she would call herself the love goddess, and that's really what she was. She was all about love. She was about good times. She was about people caring for one another. There she is as the love goddess, our beloved Judy Tenuta. She really was a very passionate and spirited person in such a beautiful way. Tell us about the project itself. Tell us about how this whole idea came to be and the process of being involved in creating this mini documentary celebrating and honoring Judy's life.
So it's not a documentary, it's a biopic. So I'm playing her, and it's somewhat rooted in reality, but also I'm kind of playing the character of Judy Tenuta, like the onstage persona of Judy Tenuta. But we also go into her early family life. She had, I think, 8 siblings. We have all the siblings in the movie, people playing the siblings, and we take it from young Judy to her teen years to then the beginning of her career, and I come on as the teen to the early part of her career character, and then we have a young actress named Sydney Kowalski who plays 8-year-old Judy.
So I like that it's an actual biopic. And for those who aren't familiar, it's a little bit different than a documentary. Documentary is a little bit more you're like research and interviews and all these kinds of things. This is actually as if we're seeing her life come to life as you play her. What was it like putting on the garb, picking up her accordion, and channeling her? And that's what we said pretty much in our promotions. You're really channeling her energy, channeling her spirit, and taking on her persona, her image, her voice, her sound, all of it. Um, what was that like doing that? It must have required hours and hours of studying her and research and being able to take on such an iconic figure as her, because again, she had her own style. She stood out. She was unique. She was definitely not vanilla. So to be able to master taking on that persona must have been very intense for you. What was that process like?
It was intense. It was pretty magic getting to put on her clothes and her accordion for the very first time. I remember literally going to her house, stepping into her closet, and picking out these pieces that I was gonna wear for the film, and I did that alongside our costumer, Bria Holmes, and we just had this moment where I'm wearing the clothes for the first time, and we both thought, "Wow, this is something really special to get to have this experience." Um, I there was something else that I was gonna say there, and I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. I was gonna say that I through the writing process, I was doing lots of research, watching any interview I could get my hands on with her, uh, watching her clips on YouTube of her past performances. Women of the Night, which she was a comedy special she did on HBO with Rita Rudner, Paula Poundstone, Ellen DeGeneres. Martin Short was the host, and lots of other great people were a part of that. Her Showtime specials, her albums. And this was all during the writing process. So by the time it came along to start working on the performance, I feel like a lot of that had already kind of sank into my skin. And I already felt a closeness to her. So then from there, it was really a matter of just getting down her voice and getting her mannerisms as close as I possibly could.
Which again is no easy feat. And the fact that you did, oh, I love that mug. What's on the cover of that? That's cool.
It's Kyle MacLachlan in Twin Peaks.
That is cool. Now that's the one guy that everybody says when you see our profiles, we look like we could be cousins. We look like we could be related. It's the English Irish thing. I think that's the one person, everybody has their doppelganger or what have you. And that's the one person that everybody has says we look like he and I, with the profiles and everything, could be cousins. And it's amazing you have that mug.
Yes.
I think we're channeling a lot of people here.
Definitely.
That's it. Really, it's a piece of art, this biopic, and something really, really, I think it's, well, one of the great things too, it's been well received, right? People have been, there you go right there. It's been something. There you are again, taking on the persona, the head tilt, the flower, everything. You could just, pretend that you're actually talking to Judy. It's something quite beautiful, and it's been recognized and getting lots and lots of positive feedback, huh, Taylor? Congratulations on all of this.
Thank you. We played one film festival so far, and we're waiting to hear back from lots of other festivals. So I'm hoping to continue the tour of festivals around the country and perhaps even in different parts of the world. But we won Best Indie Short Film at the LA Film Festival in May. And that was a really exciting and validating moment. And I had a good amount of people come up to me after and say, oh, I didn't know Judy, but now I want to learn more about her. And then also people who came up to me and said, I love Judy, and this movie made me love her all the more. So those are the two reactions that I wanted to get. And it made me happy that I received them.
It's really a beautiful thing when you get a chance to play an iconic figure as well, somebody that is so well known and so beloved and was taken from us way too early. It's something quite special. And Judy Tenuta, for those who didn't know, she was a Grammy winning comedian as well. And she won a lot of incredible awards. She was the first female stand-up comic, and she won Best Female Comedian at the American Comedy Awards, 2-time Grammy nominee also for her comedy CDs. And she, as I mentioned, the self-described love goddess and the Aphrodite of the accordion. And she also, of course, was on HBO with her specials and Showtime and Lifetime as well. And really just one of those people, TV and stage and just so much. And she did things with Bruce Valanche, who was a guest on our show as well. He is a riot. She was just amazing. And we have a clip here that we want to share as we celebrate Judy's life. And again, I was really taken back when I heard that she had passed, because she was just on our show recently, just before, and she wrote, I can't say enough about her. She was special, and we were honored to have an opportunity to have her as a friend. And just, she made us laugh. She made us feel good. And you do that in this fabulous mini biopic as well. Here is a trailer, which shows, it's a short trailer, just a little bit of a clip. And then we'll tell people, where they're going to be able to see this, and because it's going to be something they're going to want to see. Here's a little, did you want to preface this or just have us show it and then we'll talk about it after, Taylor?
Yeah, let's watch it.
All right, we'll bring it on right now. Here's a little clip from this amazing biopic. This is called It Happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. This is the official trailer. It's a quick one. Take a look, gang, Enjoy, and then we'll continue with our very special guest, Taylor Blackwell.
And now, please welcome the petite flower,
Judy.
Judy.
Miss Judy Tenuta.
It could happen.
That's all you need to have. That's the trailer. But what's cool about it is that was her phrase. It could happen. And boy, you really sounded like her there, huh?
I hope so.
So,
Thank you.
where can this be seen? What's happening with it? Tell us about that. I know it's going to be something that everybody's going to want to run to see.
Like I mentioned, I'm hoping to get this movie in front of as many people as possible through these film festivals, first and foremost. So if anyone's watching this and you have a connection to a film festival, you run a film festival, your friend runs a film festival, reach out. You can reach out to me at tayblackwell@gmail.com. That's my email address. And then after we do this film festival circuit, at some point down the line, we'll be putting the film online for people to see. But in the meantime, that's the teaser that's out. You can share that with your friends. We also put out an album of the music of the film, which includes me playing Judy's song, the Pope song. And there's a music video out for that. And Alan Tudyk plays the Pope. He's a really wonderful actor, and we were really lucky to get him to be a part of this movie. So if you want to watch me and Alan in this kind of wacky music video, that's available now. And also the album features me doing some of Judy's comedy bits, and then the really wonderful score, which was done by Claire McEwen, our composer.
That's so cool. That's so fabulous. How long is the actual biopic?
I think it's 12 minutes and 30 seconds, something
Wow.
like that.
Yeah, and that's biopics tend to be, of that kind of length. What was it like? I mean, when did you start putting it together? When was it shot? How long did it take to do it? Tell us about some of the behind the scenes exclusives as far as just the making of it all. And what's interesting, I've worked on actually some of them myself through voiceover, narration, or maybe as an extra or acting in it or what have you. And I know that they can be quite intense, but one of the main things that is the juice of it all is that you want to try to get it right. You want to really honor the person and pay homage to the person, and you want to get it to be as close to as if the person's still with us as possible. And that's no easy task as well. So tell us about some of that behind the scenes to get it, to master it that way as you have, Taylor.
There were several months of me knowing I wanted to do this project, but it was just kind of tinkering around in the back of my head. And then I told a friend of mine about the idea, and he was really encouraging about it and was a fan of Judy's. So when I had that encouragement, something about my friend's positivity really sparked something under me to get the project going for real. And then there was probably another few months of writing and connecting with Judy's friends and family and preparing to shoot. We only shot this movie for 2 days, which was a lot, or not a lot really, but it was a lot of work, but very little time to get everything done. And then several months of editing after that. So when it's all said and done, I don't even know how long it's been from start to finish. I think probably going on 2 years now of working on this project. And now we're at the point of, now we're at the point of starting to show it to people, which is really rewarding.
That is so cool. Again, this is really something special. And I'm so happy that you did this, paying homage to this dear, sweet Judy Tenuta, who we've loved and we miss to this day. We have a little clip here that we wanted to show as well that we dug up. One of the final actual guest appearances here on the Jim Masters Show, one of her final appearances ever, actually. Again, she was on our show several times, and we loved having her here. So we wanted to dig this up. We were having a laugh or two. And again, folks, you can see all of the guest appearances that Judy made here on the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series, archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. But get a little kick out of this as we celebrate and remember Judy with our very special guest, celebrated actress, singer, musician, producer, visual creator, Taylor Blackwell, who takes on, channels, transforms into Judy Tenuta in the biopic, It Happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. Here is just a little treat for our viewers. Some who are watching may remember this episode when Judy was a loving guest on our show, and we had our usual fun. Judy, take it away.
We tend to gravitate toward people that don't really reciprocate our love. Okay?
True. Yes.
I say, you know what you need to do? Kick those pigs out of your life. If you love them and they don't love you, out to the curb. Out to the curb. Invite those who do love you, and you have a reciprocal, respective love relationship. I don't mean this in a sexual, I'm just talking about friends, everyone, family. You know, there should be a reciprocity of love, respect, you know, and that's what it's got to be. It's got to be love. Love, love. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Be sweet, be kind, you know.
Yes.
I'll tell you what people love, Jim. It doesn't cost you a thing to pay somebody a compliment.
Absolutely.
You know, so I say, look at you, Jim. You look great. I love the way you dress. Look at that gorgeous smoking jacket. And of course, the hair.
This hair has actually been a pandemic project. It used to be a lot shorter, like the graphic.
I remember.
And I let it do its thing.
Pandemic. I got struck blind.
Look at my pandemic.
It be better. I got struck blind. I love it.
It's fantastic. It's very becoming on you. Absolutely.
I might have to stay blind because if I want to tell secrets to people, you know, as I was going through chemo and all that, my roots came out grayish, and we don't want that.
Oh, how'd that happen, right? Where'd that come from?
But some people with blue eyes look good with gray hair. The goddess looks good as a blonde. Thank you.
Yes, you certainly do. Absolutely. Yeah. How has your world changed as a blonde? Do blondes really have more fun?
Well, I mean, everybody is, oh, you look so cute as a blonde. You look brightened up. Well, you know, you look bright like a light. And that's what I want.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to be a light for people. I want to give people hope and love and, you know, and joy. We want joy.
Joy is very, very important. It really, really is. You know, we have this really cool video that you made, and you and I were talking about it. You have so many of these incredible videos, and yes, we encourage folks to go to your channel and subscribe, and they should all subscribe to Jim Masters TV too, right?
Yes, very much so. Look at, I'm sorry, I don't have a background. You can see in my background, the maid needed to stop by. Gave her the day off because she's a giver. She's not a taker.
That's it. Just a little clip there.
That was awesome. I've definitely watched that. Like I watched, like I said, so many interviews that she gave.
Oh, good.
And especially towards the end of her life, she really did a good amount of interviews. Yeah. And was really reflecting back on her life. So that was a great resource for me. But
that's terrific.
That clip really captured her and her positivity. And also she had done this performance that I came across at the Playboy Mansion. So she knew a good smoking jacket when she saw one. That was a real compliment she gave you.
She was wonderful. Yeah, I tell you. And folks can see that archived on our YouTube channel, and also several other episodes where she was with us. And also she was on some of our celebratory episodes as well. You know, this is really something very special that you're a part of. And the fact that you are bringing it to life in the way that you do, I think is just amazing. And I do want to let folks know too, that, you know, you yourself, you're amazing too because of your deep passion for telling the stories of artists across various mediums. You like to amplify the voices of creative individuals and sharing their unique journeys with the rest of the world. And you split your time between Los Angeles and New York. You're originally from Florida. You're in New York right now. And there's a lot of other things that you've created. Tell us about some of the other things you've created. And also, were you part of a band as well? Yeah.
Yes, I was in a band. Actually, coincidentally, I'm wearing my band T-shirt right now that I designed.
Yes.
It's called The 10th, uh, and I started that band with another actress, Harley Quinn Smith, and we put out an EP called Boys We Don't Know, and then an album called Dunes, and played a bunch of shows around Los Angeles and
And
had
it's got a
a whole lot of fun.
punk vibe, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we called it bubblegum punk because it was pretty mild punk. Sometimes we would on stage especially we'd really scream and yell and go for it. But I feel like we were probably a little bit more, I don't want to say pop, but we had a sweetness to our punkness.
Are you
And I've
still
also
doing
put out
it?
so I put out a solo album as well. The 10th has been on a long hiatus, but hopefully at some point we'll get back to that. And in the meantime, I put out an album called In Memory of Haroldine, which is just under my name, Taylor Blackwell. And then I'm working on album number 2, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh, cool. So you got a lot of things. What else do you have that's coming up that you're excited about, Taylor, including, of course, the Judy Tenuta story? It happened, but what are some other things that you're excited about?
You know, I'm actually I realized today I have an episode of a TV show coming out in about a week, but I can't say anything more than that at this point. So if you
That's
follow
fair.
my Instagram, The Musical Mushroom, you'll see what I'm talking about probably in a few days.
We are connected there. How'd you come up with that handle, that name?
That was just a silly name I came up with probably when I was 12 years old
You like
when I first
mushrooms?
started at Instagram. I was 12. I like mushrooms on my pizza.
Oh, yes. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a silly name and I've always kept it and people in my life call me the musical mushroom as a little nickname. So it's hard to I can't get rid of it at this point. It's just it's stuck all these years.
Is that Van Gogh up on the shelf there? The little
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
one of the viewers, Mike, is watching. Hey, Mike, good to see you. He noticed it.
Hi.
He sees it.
I saw that. Yeah, I'm a big Vincent van Gogh fan. I actually just visited his grave in Auvers-sur-Oise, France, which is like an hour and a half outside of Paris. That was pretty special to get to go see him and his brother Theo buried next to each other.
Mike watching also adds, so cool. She's in a band with Kevin Smith's daughter. Mike knows
Yes.
his stuff, right?
Yeah.
Merlin is
Yeah.
watching in Ontario, Canada. She wanted to know, what is your favorite genre of music for you?
Ooh, I feel like my go-to is always 70s folk rock, like Cat Stevens and Nick Drake and people like that. But I love 80s music. I like most things. I like Billie Holiday a lot. I I like some modern stuff,
So you're
but
old
I think
school
I'm a little more old
sensibilities.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all good stuff that you just listed. Absolutely. Great stuff. Yeah. Um, Kathleen says hello. She's in New York City where you are. Maureen is in
Hi.
Arizona. She's saying hello. A lot of folks saying hello here, which is fantastic. Joy Lorenzo is here. She's in New York City. She's saying hello to you as well. And they're all excited to see the biopic. Jane is watching in Sweden. She says, welcome, Taylor. She's, we got everybody watching worldwide live right now from coast to coast and all throughout Europe and Asia and Africa and Australia and Canada and South America. And everybody is welcoming you and saying hello. Merlin, also,
Hello.
because you have the accordion, now you're going to get the questions. Do you play polka music?
I feel like I mostly play French songs. I haven't. I have played, especially when learning the accordion, some polka music, but it's not my go-to. I feel usually I'm playing like La Valse d'Amélie or La Vie en Rose. It's kind of the classic French tunes. But I want to add more polka to my repertoire.
Merlin in Ontario is very excited now. If you put out a polka album, I'm sure she'll be the first in line to buy it.
I actually got to play accordion at Judy's Celebration of Life at Hollywood Forever, which was a real honor. So I feel like, I don't know if I played a polka song there, but I feel like maybe I did. Or something polka-esque.
Something polka-esque for sure. Absolutely. Tell us about also some of the shows and series and movies that you've been in that some of our viewers might also recognize as well. Oh yeah, that's her. She was in that. She was in that.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the more recent ones, like the John Hamm show, Your Friends and Neighbors. That was a fun one that I got to film here in New York. And then Resident Alien is a show I love working on. And that's where I met Alan Tudyk, who is in my film. And we got along so well right away. And he's been very supportive of me as a writer and director, as well as an actor. So I'm lucky to have him in my corner and that he lent his talents to this project. And yeah, I've been lucky that I've worked on some really high quality, great stuff, things that I would watch even if I weren't a part of them. Showtime's American Gigolo was another one. That one only lasted a season, which is such a shame because I thought it was a really great show, but had an amazing cast. And that's another thing too. I've gotten to work with some really great people in front of the camera and behind the camera, some really solid ensemble casts over the years.
You know, you're a musician, a singer, performer, as well as an actress and visual creator and writer and more. What comes first for you? Do you have a love that stands out more? Are you the actress who happens to love music? Are you the talented singer and musician who happens to love acting? The writer? What is, maybe you love all of it equally, which sometimes that's the case too, because you're juggling so many things, and I do the same thing. So people ask me the same, you do this, Jim, you do 100 different things. What do you like most? I love all of it. I guess it depends on the time, the moment, what the project is, what's happening. How is it for you, Taylor?
I think it's very similar for me. Acting's been the thing I've pursued the longest since I was a kid. So in some ways, that's kind of the first love. But all my creative pursuits are so intertwined. And the thing that I'm really excited about, especially these days, is finding the projects where I get to merge my different creative interests. And this Judy Tenuta project was a really great example of that, where I got to write, I got to direct, I got to play accordion, I got to sing, I got to perform and play a character very different than what I've played in the past. And then was also editing and having a say in some of the creative aspects of like the poster and marketing stuff. So being able to wear all those hats was a lot of fun for me.
Which is terrific. Do you like the behind the scenes? Do you like the writing and being, as much as you are on camera with things, do you also enjoy equally the behind the scenes part of it? How it's all put together, the writing and maybe producing as well? Is that something that is near and dear to your heart too?
Very much so. I really enjoy having creative control. I think sometimes when I'm just acting in something and I don't have that creative control, I have to bite my lip. So it's nice getting to work on things where I'm calling the shots, literally and figuratively.
Kathleen is watching in New York City. She's having a few Wi-Fi issues there in the city. As you know, at the time of this show, there's a big Northeast heat wave. We've been having temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, like it was 98 degrees today, and in the tri-state area and all up and down the East Coast, really oppressive heat. You've been feeling it too. I think this heat we've been having makes Florida look cool, right? Like calm, cool, collected, and a light breeze. It's been really something. So she's been having Wi-Fi issues, but she had asked also where and when can we see the Judy biopic. So she's already excited about it. So it's pretty much a stay tuned. Is there a website or anything set up for it yet? Is that something that's developing too? And because I could see this on a Netflix, I could see it on a Tubi or any of these streaming sites as well.
Yeah, that's in the works, but the best way to stay tuned is just to follow my Instagram, which is the musical mushroom. And then my TikTok is the same username as well. And also, I gave my email address earlier in the hour, tayblackwell@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to me, you can stay in touch that way too. And I welcome that, especially if anyone has connections to film festivals, because to answer the question, we will be doing some more screenings at film festivals before we're able to put the movie out online. A lot of these festivals, they want to be the place that is sharing the film for the first time in that city, in that state. So if it's already online, it doesn't really make sense. So down the line, it'll be available on the internet. But for now, you'll just have to watch the trailer and get excited for what's to come.
If you joined us late and just joining us now, we showed the trailer earlier. You can see this archived and see the trailer. And we also, for those who might have joined us late, we also played a clip from one of the final interviews Judy Tenuta gave, and also one of the her very last appearance here on the Jim Masters Show. And we were having a wonderful time, and it was her birthday, and we celebrated her as well. One of our faithful viewers, Sherry Larson, is watching in Kansas, and she's having, I guess the whole country's having internet issues with the heat waves everywhere, but she just wanted to say hello. And you know what they're all saying, which I think is very cool? You are now a lovity here on the Jim Masters Show. We say the show has light, love, and levity. And one time I said it too fast, and I stumbled on the word, and I said levity, love and levity together. They're already calling you a Jim Masters Show levity. How cool is that?
I happily accept. Yes.
She is a levity, true, and she accepts. And Kathleen is now following you. She's quick. She's in New York, so she's quick. A fellow New Yorker. She's got you on Instagram already. She's got you on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? So you're going back and forth a lot between LA and New York. I do a lot of travel myself for my television work. Do you have the frequent flyer miles too, I hope?
A little bit, yeah. I need to work on that. But I lived in Los Angeles for almost 8 years, and it's a home to me in my heart. And then New York is a newer venture. And since moving here, I've also been going back to LA on numerous occasions. So I'm lucky that I really have the best of both worlds from both coasts.
Mike is also, he gave a thumbs up. Mike is following you now on Instagram as well. So from Florida, LA, all those years, what brought you to New York? Are you knocking on Broadway's door?
Hopefully. Yeah, I just wanted something different. I've always liked the idea of living here. And I always thought before the end of my 20s, maybe that would be a great experience. And so now I'm here.
So you know where all the good pizza places are, and you've had the good bagels and all that fun stuff, huh? You're enjoying yourself?
Yes, very much so.
That's fantastic. What is a day like for you? Are you always creating and thinking of ideas for projects and things as well? You know, again, you've been on a lot of television shows and in movies and all these cool things. You're involved in this project. What's a typical day like for Taylor, and what do you do to counter everything? Meaning these industries that we're in are all consuming. It's 24/7. It's constantly create, and you got to keep going and moving, which is what is the juice for us, what brings us to the table constantly, the passion. What do you do also to pull away from that, to reboot, unplug, to rejuvenate and regenerate so you can come back out there and tackle more great work and more great projects?
Every day is a little different. Some days my days are a little bit more focused on auditioning. Some days I'm writing most of the day. And so I feel lucky that I get to kind of create my own schedule. That can be sometimes tricky sometimes to keep yourself accountable, but I feel like I've been able to make that work for myself. And yeah, also some days, like if I'm really immersed in a project like this one, maybe I'm in the throes of editing or prepping for a shoot to go direct. So it really changes. And then as far as my unwinding time, I really enjoy reading. This is my bookshelf. I like
Yeah.
listening to music and just I like to draw, which is also something that I'm pursuing is art. So in a way it's work, but for me I also do a lot of drawings that are almost like diary entries, and I sometimes will like write in my sketchbook too what happened that day. So sketching and journaling is a big release for me too.
That's fantastic. What are some things that you like to draw? I love drawing too. I before I went into this interesting field of broadcast and television and radio and film, I studied architecture and design and creative drawing and writing and all, and still love it. What are some things that you dabble in when it comes to the drawing? What do you like to draw? People or buildings or landscapes?
Mostly people, little characters. I make a comic that I hand out to people on the street or whenever I meet someone new. I'll show you. I have one right here, and it's kind of a semi-autobiographical story, each one of them. So that's something that I enjoy doing. I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of a good look at what my style of drawing is. It's cartoonish and pop arty. A lot of my favorite artists are from the 80s pop art New York downtown scene, like Keith Haring and David Wojnarowicz, and of course Basquiat and Andy Warhol, and so many others.
Very cool. Great names, great choices too. Is that book available anywhere, or is that just your own little? Can people get that?
Yeah, I mean, you can get it for free if you happen to run into me on the street somewhere, but it's also available. I have an Etsy shop
Oh,
that I sell some artwork on. I
oh,
created
cool.
an oracle deck that's called the Infinite Possibilities Oracle Deck, and I sell that on my Etsy, which I think is also just the musical mushroom, or you could search my name, Taylor Blackwell, and find me. And I'm also selling at some stores. I sell at in New York, if you're in New York, at the Village Works bookshop, and then
Yeah,
also at Namaste Bookstore, which is a spiritual shop. That's where I sell my oracle deck, and the first one is where I sell my comic. And I'm hoping to have it in other stores soon too.
that is fantastic. We're going to look for all of that. We're here in the New York area, tri-state area, so we're going to make sure we get there, and hopefully, I'll see you too. Maybe get a bite to eat or something. Say hello, since we are right here in the Big Apple region and getting through all this heat.
I know I can see myself. I'm truly sweating.
Actually, we don't
It's
see
hot
that.
here.
No, you just have a nice glow.
A little glow.
Um, I just want to let you know some of the love or levity that's coming your way from our very faithful, loyal viewers around the world. Maureen in Arizona says, you are truly blessed with a great talent. Your future is so bright, and I'm excited for you, Taylor. Isn't that nice?
Thank you so much. That's so nice.
Our viewers here as well. Mike says the art style looks similar to that Nick Kroll cartoon, and
Big love.
impressive. Kathleen New York says very cool as well. So some nice stuff going on here. We really appreciate all that, gang. That's nice
Yes,
stuff.
thank you.
Yeah, that's great. So for folks who are now learning about It Happened, the Judy Tenuta story, which again, when I heard about it, I said, this is, she's been a dear friend. She's been a guest on our show. We have to have Taylor come on to talk about it and celebrate Taylor as well as celebrating Judy. What do you hope people are left with? People who've loved Judy Tenuta, people that maybe have heard the name, but they didn't know much about her, and will learn more about Judy Tenuta. as the person, as one of that transforms into and sort of channels her from playing the accordion to every other aspect, what do you hope people are left with? And is there a message in the bio?
When I was writing it, I was thinking a lot about how her voice was so distinctive, and I think a lot of people remember her for her voice and like to do impressions of her. And for me, that's what I wanted to kind of focus on was how Judy literally found her voice as a comedian, as a writer, as a creative, and as a person, how she learned to speak up for herself. We talk about in the film how she was one of 9 kids, and sometimes when you have a big family like that, it's hard to get a word in edgewise, so you kind of have to fight for your seat at the table. And I think that's what helped her to become more confident and vocal over the years. She also really believed in the power of positive thought and manifestation. That's why her catchphrase was "It could happen," because she believed it could happen if you kept saying it could happen. And that was something I was telling myself throughout this process. So I hope people are inspired by her and her story and in her path, how she lived this very full life, and maybe start to apply some of those things for themselves, some of that positive thinking, and starting to think about what it is they want to say with their words and choosing your words wisely.
Beautifully said, really. Beautifully said. So spot on. And again, this masterful work, and just seeing the trailer, just seeing that little teaser, that was a teaser of a teaser. That's what you really call a teaser.
Yes.
That's enough just to see how you really, truly took on the persona and the heart and the soul and treated it with such care, such loving care and such attention to detail, which is a very big responsibility, right? Here you are celebrating and channeling and transforming into this person that a lot of people know, a lot of people follow. Her fans are super fans, family and friends as well, people in the industry who are going to be eager to want to see this and to see how true to form it is. It is a weight that you place on your own shoulders to get it right and to really do it in a way that is careful and focused and with clarity and with love and attention to detail.
Definitely. I think because her friends and family were so supportive, it both took off some pressure, but also made me want to make the film the best it could be all that much more. So I feel lucky that they entrusted me with telling her story and that I get to play a small role in helping to continue her legacy, especially now that she's not with us anymore.
Absolutely. It's an honor that was bestowed upon you, and you took it and ran with it, and people are already eager. Our viewers are already eager. A high five to being a new Loverty from Merlin in Canada. And Leo says, great interview. Thank you, Leo. One of our great conversations. You're a Blackwell to many. I love that, he says. Leo is a super, super fan and big Loverty. He loves our show. He never misses an episode. And so you got some love coming from Leo as well, which is awesome, and from all of our viewers. You are a true talent in many different ways, and an old soul as well. I can tell you have this sensibility about you that has modern flair, but with an old soul. And that's the vibe of this series. And that's pretty much how I am as well. So I plugged into that easily and quickly, that you have this modern sensibility, but also an old school sensibility as well. So right choice to play Judy and to tell the story in the way that you do. And we're all looking forward to it. Definitely connect with me. And the minute it's out and anywhere, I will let our faithful viewers around the world know, hey, gang, remember when Taylor was on? It's on now. Check it out here, there. So keep us posted. And
Yes.
we will definitely have you back. I'd love to have you back to talk more about your own career. I know we were really honoring Judy and the fabulous biopic. And congratulations on everything thus far. We'll look for it. And but come back and see us again. We always keep the porch light on, as they say here at the Jim Masters Show, for all of our guests. Many of our guests, including Judy, have been with us multiple times, because we don't even call these interviews. This is much more of a free-flowing conversation with all of our viewers watching. And you were a blessing to have on the show. You're a super talent and a big heart. And it was really terrific to meet you, Taylor. And we're going to keep the doors open and the on-air sign lit for you. And I hope you'll come back to see us. And I hope you enjoyed
Would
the
love
time
to.
with me as much as I absolutely have with you.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for having me. This is a lot of fun and nice to connect with the live chat too. It's sweet seeing your comments and kind words. So I'm really looking forward to being able to share this film with more people, potentially in a film festival near you or on the interwebs at some point. So see you soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Merlin says, love meeting you. You have such a beautiful attitude. I agree. Kathleen in New York says, thanks for being here, Taylor. This was great. You are wonderful to listen to. Wishing you continued success with all you do. Sherry in Kansas, USA. Thank you for being here, Taylor. Best of luck in the future. And three purple hearts too. Wow. And Jane in Sweden, thank you for being here tonight. Thanks, Jim. Pleasure is always mine putting these shows together for you on our Celebrity Talk Show series, gang. Taylor, best of luck. Thanks so much. And let's stay in touch. Hopefully we'll see each other in the city, grab a bite to eat. Love to do that. Love break bread with our guests. And congratulations on everything. And we'll keep the light on for you. You be well. And thanks for being on the Jim Masters Show, my friend.
It could happen. Thank you.
And you know what? It did happen. You were here.
It happened.
Judy said it could happen, and it did. And we're so glad that it did. You be well, my friend.
You too.
Take care of that Kyle mug, my doppelganger.
Will do.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye now. And we thank her for the generosity of time. Maureen in Arizona says, this was a great conversation. Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Jim, for another fabulous show tonight. Pleasure is all mine. And, really so special to celebrate. Many of you know that Judy Tenuta was a dear friend of ours, and we really, really miss her. And she was just so much fun. She was deep. She was warm. She was a true professional. She was a comedy genius. And, everybody loved Judy Tenuta, and we miss her. And the fact that we had an opportunity to chat with Taylor Blackwell, brilliant actress who takes on the persona, channels Judy, transforms into Judy in the biopic, not a documentary, it's actually a biopic, which really looks at her life. It happened, the Judy Tenuta Story. We'll keep you posted when it's available. You just got an exclusive behind the scenes look, a little bit of a teaser. If you missed the teaser, we aired it earlier. Definitely, we will keep you posted on when it's available to be seen. I will be happy to do that. We'll post it on our social media. You can follow us on our social media, also at Instagram, Facebook, and X at Jim Masters TV. And if you liked this episode, check out over 1,300 and growing more episodes, binge in our episode archive. And also, if you do want to see the episodes where we showed a clip where Judy was a guest on our show, she's been a guest several times, as I mentioned, multiple times on this episode today. If you want to see past episodes where the wonderful Judy Tenuta was a guest right here on our Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series, The Jim Masters Show, you can see them all archived on our YouTube channel, and really, really something quite special. And we do miss her as well. But how cool it was to meet with Taylor Blackwell, originally from Jupiter, Florida, and spent many years in Los Angeles, and now is in the Big Apple in New York, making her mark, taking a bite out of the apple. And she channeled Judy Tenuta tonight as well. in this exclusive conversation and interview here on JMS, on the Jim Masters Show. We salute Taylor, and we salute and remember Judy Tenuta. She will never be forgotten. And Taylor really does an epic job in sort of bringing you back to the feeling and vibe and persona of Judy in this epic biopic, which again has been well received thus far in the festivals. And it's just going to be amazing to see. So there she is. There's Judy on the left, and there's Taylor on the right. And the fact that how amazing that she takes on look, there is Taylor on the right, and there is Judy in that outfit and the accordion. That's Judy Tenuta there, and Judy on the left and Taylor on the right. And that's Judy's actual accordion she's playing. There it is there, with Judy on stage on one of her specials. This, I think, might have been the Showtime or HBO special she did. And there is Taylor playing Judy Tenuta's accordion in the biopic. That's something really, really special. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Jim Masters Show series. We thank you for all the love and comments and everything as we're coming at you live from here in the New York area in the United States. If you enjoyed this episode, hey, interact with us. Let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Give this episode a thumbs up, like on our YouTube channel. Share this episode. Blast it out. Share it on all of your social media. And also leave a comment, drop a comment below. We would love that. We would love that. And hey, we recently celebrated our 5th anniversary at the time of the show. And with so many of the wonderful friends of our series, dear friends, have shared so many amazing things. They've all been guests on our show. And we are so happy to share just a couple. You can see our 5th anniversary spectacular episode that we did just a couple of weeks ago. And many of these guests were here, and we love them all. But a few people that shared some wonderful things, some of your TV and film and music favorites, wanted to say some beautiful things, like Kathy Garver, who played Sissy on Family. She shared these beautiful words about our series, JMS, the Jim Masters Show.
Time passes quickly when you're having fun. And Sissy from Family Affair, and Firestar on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and my new role as Lucy in the film The Thing About Pickles, Kathy Garver, all wish Jim Masters Show a wonderful 5th anniversary. Happy anniversary, Jim.
Kathy Garver is a delight, a dear friend. She's been a guest on the Jim Masters Show several times, and you can see that archived on our channel. Also, Susan Lanier, who was star of The Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes, and so much more. TV shows, movies galore. Dear friend of our show. She wanted to be a part of that 5th anniversary special. And if you didn't see it, you can see it archived. But for those watching now, here's a little treat. Here is Susan Lanier.
Hi there. I'm Susan Lanier, best known for starring in Wes Craven's the original The Hills Have Eyes, as well as other comedy TV shows and music. And I just wanted to say congratulations to Jim Masters. 5 years of the Jim Masters Show, 1,300 episodes is quite the accomplishment. I am so happy for you. I had so much fun doing your show. And thank you for inviting me to do it. And I really want you to ask me again. I look forward to doing the next one. Again, Jim, congratulations.
Thank you to Susan. She is a delight, and we love her. Sean Kanan, who's in The Bold and the Beautiful, the soap opera, so in General Hospital, Cobra Kai, and Karate Kid, and so much more. He's an epic friend of our show, been on multiple times. He loves our show. We love him. And he wanted to say these words, and we thank him for it.
Hey everyone, it's Sean Kanan, and today we're celebrating a fantastic milestone, Jim Masters' 5th anniversary of the Jim Masters Show. Congratulations, Jim. Your dedication, sharing incredible stories, and connecting people is truly inspiring. And over the past 5 years, you've built a space that entertains and uplifts us all. Thank you for the joy and the inspiration that you bring to our lives, and here's to many, many more successful years of amazing content on the Jim Masters Show. Keep shining, Jim. Cheers to 5 wonderful years.
Great guy, truly amazing. And, somebody else who's a dear friend, Tony Orlando. Of course, remember Tony Orlando and Dawn. Tony is one of the most passionate, loving, spirited entertainers, gentlemen out there. He's become a wonderful friend. We've called on the phone, we've texted, we've stayed in touch. He's just somebody that I've always admired. And we've seen him multiple times and we've chatted. He's been a guest several times on our show. He loves being here. We love when he's here. He had these wonderful words. Again, these were...
Well, Jim Masters, 5-year anniversary. Congratulations. Let me just share this with you, okay? We're living in a podcast time, hundreds of millions of podcasts, and I've had the opportunity to do many of those. I just want you to know that you made me welcome. You knew what you're talking about. We became friends from the very moment we started our interview, and we'll continue to be friends. I'm so happy for you. 5 strong years, and everybody I speak to, those people who watch the interview on your podcast and my buddies and friends who have done your podcast, we all agree you're very special. Thank you for thinking of me and always having me part of your podcast. And anytime you ever need me, please call me or want me to be on. It's a privilege to be on your show. God bless you and continued success to one of the best in the industry. God love you, Jim. Congratulations. 5 big ones. Yes, sir.
How could you not love Tony Orlando, right? He's the best. And so is another dear friend, somebody very, very special. Now, she's funny. She says 25 years. I'm like, 25 years of our show, maybe in the industry, but on the show, I tell you, she's been with us multiple times. We love her. Who am I talking about? Lucy Arnaz.
Hey, Jim, it's me, Lucy Arnaz. I just wanted to wish you congratulations on 25 years. Holy cow. I remember when you were just an anchor guy out on the street doing, people stories. And now here you are with your own fabulous show online, and you've interviewed everybody in the world, including me several times. And you've always been a fantastic support, always letting people know what I'm doing and my history. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We love you. And we wish you continued success. And how about 24, 25, or maybe 35 more years? Congratulations.
We all love Lucy, don't we? Absolutely. And one other will slip in. There were many that came in, but just a few here. Another dear friend. We love her. Super talented, legendary Melissa Manchester.
Hi, Jim Masters. Melissa Manchester here, wishing you a heartfelt congratulations on the 5th anniversary of the Jim Masters Show. Commander of the Lovities, may you have a splendid celebration. Congratulations once again.
We love Melissa, and we love all of you. I'm Jim Masters. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the great passion and love for our show. Come see us again. Before you go, I want to let you know, those who are watching live, look at the guest we have coming up tomorrow. Yes, Rex Smith, the one and only Rex Smith, 70s teen idol, legendary actor and singer, for a JMS exclusive. That's tomorrow for those watching live. Again, if you are watching this months from now, this will have already aired. You can see it in the archives. But Rex Smith, the one and only, is going to be with us. Rex and I met Rex actually at a very special event at the 100th Gala celebration of the Shubert Theater. And Betty Buckley was there as well. She was also being honored, and it was spectacular. He's a great guy. And look for that coming up tomorrow. For those watching this show right now live, that will be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. 4 p.m. That's 4 p.m. Pacific. So 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's tomorrow. Again, for those watching our show live right now. If you're watching this later, this will have already aired and you can see it in the archives. Just want to let you know, too, something really special coming up here on JMS. She is a brilliant Australian singer, songwriter. She is a fan favorite. People have asked for her, Nadia. She's going to be with us on an upcoming episode live from Australia. She's in Melbourne, and she's very excited to be here. She's actually going to be in, she's been here in the United States several times. She's going to be here in a week or so, but we're going to have her here exclusively from Australia. She's an amazing singer, and she is excited to be here again, coming to us from Australia. You're going to love her. She is a real sweetheart, and we've chatted already, behind the scenes and putting the shows together. And she can't wait to be here, and we can't wait to have her. She's coming up real soon, so look for that coming up real soon here on the Jim Masters Show as well. So many great guests, so many great people, all here for you and you and you and you on JMS, the Jim Masters Show. Thanks for everything, folks. And I'm glad you enjoyed those clips from some of our past guests. We wanted to sprinkle a few of those in there. We thank our very special guest, Taylor Blackwell, for joining us on the Jim Masters Show. If you joined us late, you just popped in now, you can see this archived on our YouTube channel and see it in its entirety. Don't forget to love one another. Take care of one another. Don't forget to love yourself. Take care of yourself. See us again here on the Jim Masters Show. Be well. Take care. And see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.